12s, take a deep breath and hold on to this one. The Seattle Seahawks just stepped into that kind of week, the one that separates teams that are just along for the ride from teams that actually shake up the NFL. The defense is in its most intense stretch of the entire season. Communication has blown open, the locker room feels like a pressure cooker, and the quarterback of the defense is back with a personal vendetta that completely shifted the energy inside the building. And I've got to ask you, is all this fire enough to turn this matchup against the Rams' up-tempo offense into the kind of game that could define the future of the season? Stick with me, because this update is huge and it legitimately has the power to change the direction of this team. Make sure you're already hitting that like button and subscribing, because today's conversation is serious. From the start of the week, the entire mood inside the building flipped when Leonard Williams broke the silence and spoke openly about what the defensive line expects from this matchup. And it wasn't canned quotes or generic answers. He was straight up. The goal is to be the tip of the spear. And anyone who knows Mike Macdonald's work knows this isn't some pretty metaphor. This year's defense plays with one simple principle: everything starts up front. And when Williams says they want to be the group that carries this team, he's talking about a commitment that goes all the way back to those early offseason practices. Williams explained that the focus has always been the same: dominate early downs, create discomfort, force the quarterback to make decisions on the edge. And that becomes even more critical against Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, because their entire offense is built on speed and rhythm. But he made one thing clear: none of that scares this group. Since their very first meetings, they agreed they'd be the ones to set the tone. And the proof is in the numbers: 6 players with more than 20 quarterback pressures, something no other team in the league has done. That's not just a stat. It's the perfect snapshot of a system running in full sync. Williams also emphasized how communication and preparation mean everything against fast-paced offenses. He pointed out those plays where the offensive line barely gets set, the center drops the ball, and the whole thing is already rolling. That kind of tempo destroys unprepared defenses, but he said clearly, the Seahawks know what's coming and they know how to counter it. He also opened up about how internal competition has elevated everyone. When the defensive backs take over a practice, the D-line hears about it in the locker room and shows up the next day ready to answer. That kind of healthy rivalry creates an environment where each group tries to be the best part of the defense. And when someone like Uchenna Nwosu leads the team in pressures, even after missing games early in the season, it proves the system clicked. Williams said playing next to Nwosu makes everything easier, because Nwosu knows the Rams' offense better than almost anyone, recognizes tendencies before the snap, points things out, anticipates everything. That chemistry decides big games. And at this stage of the season, when the schedule tightens up, every detail matters. This is one of those tests that shows what the Seahawks want to be in 2025. And since we're talking about personal storylines, here comes the name that's shifting the entire locker room energy: Ernest Jones. This game means a lot to him. A lot! Different from last year, he comes into this matchup as the quarterback of the defense, wearing the green, lining everyone up, hearing Macdonald in his ear and adjusting everything in real time. And he already said it with no sugarcoating: it's personal. He felt the Rams gave up on him too soon. He felt it when people said he wouldn't be the same after the knee injury. He felt it when he got traded twice. And even carrying all that, he never lost focus. When he arrived in Seattle, he walked into an environment that believed in him, trusted him, handed him responsibility, and he's been delivering at the highest level ever since. The numbers back it up, but the emotional impact is even bigger. Players say he changed the communication standard, changed the group's posture, sees the game with a clarity very few linebackers have. Williams even highlighted how Jones takes the wheel when the opposing offense goes hurry up. Instead of waiting for the call, he organizes everyone himself. You can't teach that. That's what happens when a player masters the system down to the fine details and has complete trust from the coaching staff. And now, he's fully cleared after worrying the team last week. No designation. Ready to command the defense in one of the biggest games of the season. And he's not arriving alone. Josh Jobe is back from the concussion, giving the cornerback group more depth. Rick Woolen earned major snaps while Jobe was out, played well, and now the rotation gets even more competitive, which is crucial against an offense as dynamic as the Rams. On the other side, the Seahawks offense comes in with real concerns. Jalen Sundell is out with a knee injury, putting Olu Oluwatimi back into the starting lineup. He has experience and has stepped up many times, but shaking up the center spot right before facing an aggressive interior pass rush always raises alarms. Torrey Horton is still out, limiting depth at receiver. But at least Jake Bobo is back, bringing that route craft and physical presence the team has been missing these last few weeks. Meanwhile, there's a quiet battle happening on the defense, Drake Thomas versus Tyrese Knight. Knight had a very solid game against the Cardinals, and now the big question is how McDonald will split snaps next to Ernest Jones. It shows how deep the defense has become and how every player is fighting for an opportunity. And the pressure is heavy. Veterans push the younger guys harder this week. The rivalry with the Rams has always been real, but now there's an extra layer to it. Players talked about longer meetings, tougher practices, and a clear sense that this game might shape the rest of the season. It's that rare atmosphere when the team realizes it's standing in front of a moment that defines character. And usually, it's in these moments that the Seahawks reveal their true identity. Looking at the big picture, everything connects. The defense is stronger, tighter, and more confident. Leonard Williams and Ernest Jones embody this new identity. The offense is inconsistent because of injuries, but still has enough pieces to compete. And above everything else, this is the week when every player knows it's not just about a win, it's about everything that comes attached to it. And that's what makes this Sunday feel so heavy. So now I want to hear from you, 12s. In your view, does this defense have what it takes to be the turning point against the Rams, especially with all the emotional weight behind Ernest Jones' revenge? And how much do you think that can change the tone of this matchup? Drop your thoughts below. I really want to hear what you think. And of course, support the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Let's show our strength together, 12s. Go Hawks!